Welcome, everyone, to Podcast on a Couch, where we discuss games and games media. Today, join us on our couch made completely out of destructible bricks. I'm Kevin, the King Koopa of the podcast. I'm joined today by Jeanne, our resident Boo.
Boo.
Bran, the local Yoshi.
Awful.
And lastly, Geo, the friendly Toad.
Hey guys.
Oh, you're right there, buddy?
Yeah, just a bit of cough.
Yeah, it sounds like
okay.
you guys picked up something on your honeymoon that lasted for 1 week and then was followed up by a week of both of you being bedridden. We had to dab your lips with a wash rag and tend to you by the bedside.
Separate beds though, because
I got back
some
from my
problems.
honeymoon that I went on with Geo.
Yeah.
And
Stop reading the script. You were supposed to throw that away.
oh, sorry.
But anyway, today we're here to discuss something topical for a change. Look at us. Because as of this recording, the Super Mario Bros. Movie official teaser trailer just dropped. And we've all watched it, and we all got some thoughts and opinions on it. I hope you all are ready for some spicy hot takes here. Just some boiling hot takes.
About as
Do you have
hot
spicy
as
hot
that
takes on this?
hot fire the Bowser spewed in that trailer. Okay, so I guess we'll just dive right into it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, let's dive in feet first without wiping our shoes off.
Jump
let's
straight into
keep
that
talking
pipe.
about. Let's keep talking about doing it, but don't actually do it.
Yeah, it's just a 1 hour of this. Hope y'all are strapped in.
Listen, it's called
So
building
anyways,
tension.
let's
Don't
just-
you know anything about writing?
We're
Drum
gonna give
roll,
our listeners
please.
the biggest blue balls in the world.
You gotta tickle their balls a little bit.
Yeah, tickle the what?
What?
Tickle the
Huh?
what now?
Anyway, so
Context?
Bran,
Yeah.
yeah, that fire though.
Yeah, so one thing I will very much applaud them for right out the gate here is that they did not take the wind out of the sails of Bowser's presence and his position as a threat. They didn't make a joke out of him, and that's a very good thing to do with your villain. You're supposed to raise the stakes with your villain, even if it is a kid's show. And Bowser, he didn't do any one-liners. He's just like, I don't care. I'm going to melt your penguin kingdom. I'm going to make some peng nuggets, and I'm going to take your power star because I'm big, I'm bad, and this is my show.
It was surprisingly an epic entrance. I really liked it.
I was
and-
honestly expecting him to follow suit, like in the recent games where he's really just simping for Princess Peach.
And you know, that's the thing about that whole scene is they did a great job of one, because you know the Mario games, they can get a little dark if you like really look into them, but also like they're funny, they're whimsical, you know, they're goofy adventures out in the world or in space as some games. And they managed to capture that by making Bowser look terrifying in a world where everything around him, even his minions, are just dumb. In like an affectionate way. Like his troops all look silly, Kamek is a joke, and then the penguins throwing snowballs. Like, that was good. It set a good tone.
You got your classic henchman thing going on. I mean, it's very classic, like, bad guy, very evil. I'm doing evil things for evil purposes like you would in a Saturday morning cartoon, and that's okay. It's a trope, and if you know how to play the trope right, you're going to make people happy with it. Also, you're in a kingdom where, like, half of the things that exist in it have a face. So, yeah, for him to have such a presence was actually really refreshing because, I'll be honest, I was walking into this expecting bare minimum. I wasn't even expecting it to be awful or looking for excuses to be mad at it. I'm just like, all right, lay it on me. My chest is exposed.
When I heard all of the casting, I was like, this is going to be a joke, but so far he's pretty good.
Yeah.
from the little bit
Oh.
we've seen.
When Chris Pratt finally made his appearance, so at first, my very first impressions with like Chris Pratt talking and doing his lines, I was like, okay, it sounds like he's making an effort to do like a Brooklyn accent and kind of sound like the Mario from the cartoon way back when, but it was only like 4 words that he said. That was it. And so it's like, I
Yeah.
wonder if they did that intentionally.
Well, this is like a teaser trailer you would see like late into the production when the movie's close to coming out, because it almost exclusively features Bowser.
Yep.
So it
think-
makes me wonder if Bowser is actually going to have a very significant hold in the plot besides just I'm the bad guy and I want to kill everybody.
See,
I hope so.
my prediction is they are already well aware that Mario is the part that people are going to like the least, and he's just in there because he kind of has to be. And so they're like, let's make sure we show a lot of the good stuff right out the gate to, hook people in. You know what? If that's what they're doing, it's working, because that actually got me interested.
Jack Black's performance was incredible. I was not expecting it to be that good.
What you said is exactly what I was like thinking about afterwards. I'm like, something tells me that Chris Pratt's performance is very weak in this, and then that's why they didn't put too much focus on it. And also, like, Mario in this movie has a Hank Hill ass.
Good.
Everyone's been.
That's how I want my Mario to be.
Everyone's been
guys-
complaining about the flat dump.
See, I don't care about that. People don't need...
Right?
Guys and girls, they don't need to be curvy in these animated things. People need to stop being so horny.
I disagree.
Especially not Mario. Come on.
I disagree. I think he needs a bigger ass.
He needs one hell of a dumpy, like just like 2 dump trucks side by side carrying watermelons.
How do you think he does that like bouncing jump?
You're right. You're right. My bad.
The ground pound, that's actually lethal.
Yeah, he needed a big dumpy for his ground pounder.
Mario, the kind of guy who sits down and gets taller.
Oh no! You did make a good point where we only heard like 4 words or something, so it's really hard to judge his performance.
It's very minimal. Charlie Day didn't actually say anything. He only made like a panicked sound effect, and that was like a post-title screen like scene.
Wait, is Charlie Day Luigi in this one?
Yes.
Is that what I remember?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
I don't remember Luigi showing up in the trailer at all.
It's
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 after
at
the title.
very end.
Yeah, it's like
he runs
an end
into
credit scene of the trailer.
Yeah, you might have missed it if you clicked off of it early.
He looks like he's in it looks like he's in like a dead forest, and he goes into like an abandoned castle. So I wonder if there's going to be like a subplot with Luigi that kind of references Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, a lot of people I know are hoping that if this works out, they're gonna do a Luigi's Mansion movie.
I would be all for that.
Make a horror movie of Luigi's
make
Mansion.
Make it actually terrifying to kids.
Let's make it a Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey level horror
God.
Luigi's Mansion movie.
Exactly.
Because everybody wants to see Winnie the Pooh in a slasher film.
Okay.
You gotta give me enough alcohol to tolerate that shit.
All right, Bran.
no.
In that case,
You
I'll go to
gotta
and I'll go with you and get you drunk first.
That's the movie you watch drunk and or high, and then
Where
you
are you
watch it
going?
a second time and wonder why you
Oh,
liked it
I'm
so
going
much.
to where Bran lives and
Oh yeah, I've been to
Yeah, I live in the Corn Kingdom.
right next to the abandoned Taco Bell, right?
All right. Yeah.
Funny thing about like going to a movie drunk or high as pterodactyl tits. I actually, this is going to be a really good segue, I swear.
Swagway.
Okay.
Swagway. I'm not drunk. So I got myself like I didn't get shit faced, but I got pretty blasted before going to see the
Poop faced.
Minions movie. Was it that one or was it the second one? There were 2 of them, right?
I mean,
there's
hard to tell
Minions
so
and
far.
Rise of Gru.
No
Which
one
one was the
witnessed you,
one where
how are we going to tell you?
Okay, so it was the first one then, because it's the one with the funny scene with the vacationing family, right?
Oh, I don't know. I never saw it. I just know the names.
I think so.
They all kind of blend together to me.
Yeah, exactly. I went and saw the Minions movie drunk because a bunch of my friends wanted to go see it when I was in college, and I'm like, I don't fucking give two shits about Minions, and I find them annoying, so I'm just going to get drunk so I can get through this. And I watched that movie, and the only part that I remember is that funny, like, vacation family. Everything else about that movie is, like, lost to the ether. I'm going to be, like, in a nursing home later, and I'm going, oh, as I, like, have resurfacing memories of the rest of the film or something.
Core memories.
You didn't down you didn't down like 3 like fucking Smirnoff Ices and go, I'd fuck that minion.
Oh, that dumpy.
So hey, that is I will say though, that is a good segue, because guess who's making the Mario movie? Illumination. The people behind the Minions, and almost nothing else.
So I want to go back a little bit, though, and I want to talk about Chris Pratt, because there's just something, it's been circulating online. I'm not going to, like, drop some new revelation, but it's still just funny to me. Do you guys remember back in June where Chris Pratt said that his Mario voice is unlike anything you've heard? And then, like, we hear this in the trailer, and it just sounds like Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about Chris Pratt, though. Chris Pratt is the modern version of Will Smith, because when I was growing up, Will Smith got in a lot of good movies, but the thing with a lot of... It was just
Will Smith being Will Smith?
Yeah, Will Smith was cast as Will Smith to play Will Smith in this role. And, hey, in a lot of cases it worked out fine, because him playing Jay in Men in Black is one of my favorite performances by him. I love that.
First one for sure.
Yeah, and so it's like Chris Pratt has gotten the same treatment. Chris Pratt plays Chris Pratt in Jurassic Park. Chris Pratt plays Pratt in the Prattians of the Pralacy. So, you know.
Pratt's in Recreation.
There's definitely some actors that just they just do the same thing for every movie, but
yeah,
they do a good enough job that you don't really care most of the time.
The last one I've heard that one about is Ryan Gosling, who will like just basically go up on a screen and do nothing special, and you're like, oh my god, he really looks upset.
The weird thing with Ryan Gosling is that the only 2 movies that really worked out for was Drive and Blade Runner 2049.
I don't know, like Chris Pratt isn't a voice actor, so you can't really expect him to do some fantastic voice work in an animated film.
Yeah, I was really half expecting like Mario's mouth to open and go like Chris Pratt noises only come out with no stank added to them, but it sounded a little bit like the cartoon Mario from the animated show, so I was like, okay, it sounds like he might be trying, but again, we only got like 4 words out of the motherfucker.
It's very hard to judge his performance based on that tiny snippet we got.
No, for sure, but that goes back to my thought that that's why we heard so little, is because it's very mid.
It's
a good theory.
It could be minimally voiced. Like there is a possibility that there's not a lot of voice acting in it.
It would fit the Mario theme, I guess.
Yeah. There's something else that I wanted to talk about with this. It has to do more with Mario, like, in this movie as a whole versus just Chris Pratt.
Okay.
I understand why they do it, and I know that there's actually some quote-unquote lore reasons for doing it in this movie. But I'm kind of tired of the whole fish out of water thing where Mario's from another world and has to learn all the rules of this current world. Like, I feel like there were better ways to do that. They literally could have just had him be a plumber in Peach's castle, and he just happens to be in the right place at the right time.
But it really is sticking to the original
And that's why I say that in the original lore there is like a reason for it. I'm giving it that credit, but at the same time, with so many other movies, like the Monster Hunter movie is the big one that I'm thinking of here, where they're from another world.
I forgot that movie. I never watched that one. I forgot that existed.
Neither have I.
I didn't either.
Did you know that movie was made, starring and made by like the people who made the Resident Evil movies?
Yes.
Because
same director and Mila Jovovich is the director's wife.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say, and he puts her in anything.
Can we go watch that right now?
Yeah. Can we spend the rest of this podcast episode watching the Monster Hunter movie?
I mean, I'll just boot up the streaming service and we'll get her loaded up, so...
Yeah.
No, let's discuss Mario the idea versus Mario the
Mario the philosophy.
There we go. But I guess I guess that's my big thing though, is Mario is so cartoonish in nature and everything he's done. If you try to tell me that he's from Earth, I don't know, something about that just is off
even
to me.
if he was an Earthling, he's like a subhuman creature. But so Kevin, what you said kind of makes me think of something else. I'm trying to think if it was like Super Mario 3D World. I think that's what it was. It was Super Mario 3D World, where they kind of started off that game just implying that Mario is already a part of the world and he helps Peach out and everybody in the kingdom out, and then they just go and handle whatever trouble Bowser's causing. If they leaned into that instead of doing the fish out of water thing, I'd still be really okay with it, because there's a whole lot less setup you gotta worry about.
And here's the thing. Everybody knows what Mario is.
Yeah.
It is the oldest video game franchise out there. Even, there's people who don't know what Zelda and Link is. There's people who, don't know, Halo. But everybody, including your grandpa, knows Mario. Yeah. Even if they've never played the game, they know who the Wahoo guy is.
He's that fast hedgehog guy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Mario supposed to be more widely recognized than Mickey Mouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is the most recognizable fictional character.
Mickey the Rat.
Damn, Mickey the Rat's gonna be pissed about that one. Nobody better tell him.
But yeah, it's weird.
Entertainment cheese.
It's weird that Mario is a fish out of water when the princess is also a human.
Yeah. I don't really understand the lore, but that was the original story. Is he's a plumber in Brooklyn. And he's plumbing.
Is he actually in Brooklyn?
Yeah, he's a plumber and he's working on a pipe, and the pipe ends up being like a magical portal to the.
Which just
wait, did you just slip into talking about the OG Mario movie?
That's the story they always go with, at least for. That's what they went with for. Well, that was the cartoon. The Saturday morning cartoon was the same plot, basically.
It was a start guide for the original Mario game, and what if it just said, he came from Brooklyn.
So also, that's always the lore for the movies and the one
shows.
movie and the one show, but that's never been in the games. I don't think in any way. So I don't know.
He's just kind of a hero in the games.
Can't really say it's canon. I don't know.
Well, I have the animated show, and I've watched a good chunk of it. Overall, it's very mid, but that is true. And the thing is that they leaned really hard into that whole background. Every episode is oh, hey, Mario, we might be able to go back to Brooklyn, you big pizza pocket. And then Luigi goes, oh.
Oh, that's right. And every episode started with a stupid Star Trek joke where he's Plumber's Log 2030.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Nice of Chris Pratt to voice me in the new Mario movie, eh, Luigi?
Mario! That motherfucker doesn't even sound like you! Oh, Mario, I think the nerds are going to be
the juxtaposition, though. of like this badass scene with Bowser, and not even really like his fire was badass, but everything else was goofy, and it's all like, like, oh dang, this is almost kind of rad. And then it comes out and Chris Pratt's just like, hi guys, I'm a normal American. And it's just like, oh,
let me use my credit card.
I don't know, whatever the fuck his name is. I just can't wait for the joke. Do they accept Visa here?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
God. I'll save the Mushroom Kingdom right after I have this delicious and crispy Diet Coke.
Oh man, that is going to be a thing though. There's going to be some kind of promotion from like, I don't know, Subway, God forbid, Arby's or McDonald's.
I don't know.
I don't think that would actually happen, but it's always possible.
I think what it'll be is like he'll go to like a restaurant or something and be like, do you guys got like Big Macs? And then they'll be like, no, we got mushrooms.
We have McRib. We only have McRib.
We only have the McRib.
The McRibbit.
Oh no, Luigi, that's going to be bad for my cholesterol.
That's gonna be a bad one for my colon, Luigi.
That theme song was a bop. If you ever listened to the old cartoon theme song.
Yeah, it was okay.
Mario Brother rap.
I liked it.
Well, okay,
good.
so
wait, is that the one that goes?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the one.
Is that the one that goes? Swing your arms from side to side.
Have you ever heard the?
No, that's the outro.
That one makes me laugh so much.
Have you heard the German version of that song?
No, I'll look it up after this.
It goes, swing the arms, no out and out. Sex, oh yes!
Sex, oh yes, give me more the good time.
Mario so gay, or something like that. It's so funny.
Is that it?
But speaking of music, the trailer music, I really hate this bullshit, and I still hate it now, even though I'm like okay excited about the movie, is how they had to make an epic orchestral version of the Mario theme.
God, I know.
That's fair.
It's so expected at this point, and I'm just like, you fuckers, just.
I mean,
quit.
We could just be happy that it's been proven to be possible to make a movie that doesn't completely suck based on a video game.
It's true. Remember the good old days of the Mortal Kombat movie?
Yes, and I love that movie.
Those are all masterpieces.
Those are like cult classics. Those
are.
Can we bully this studio into recasting Chris Pratt like we did with the Sonic movie?
No. I say give him a chance. Like, we've only heard 4 words, and he doesn't sound...
Yeah.
Let's
I
at
think
least
he's
wait
gonna do
until
fine.
5 words.
And at least keep Charlie Day for sure, because I love Charlie Day.
Yeah.
My girlfriend and I were talking about this, and we were talking about how, casting this big actor as your lead is obviously just a marketing ploy. And she started joking. She's like, I half expected to hear that Kevin Hart was going to be Mario. And I was like, honestly, what would be great? What if Kevin Hart was Toad and it was just Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart? Like, not even Kevin Hart trying to do a Toad voice. I was like, that I would be in on.
Well, you do realize Keegan-Michael Key is Toad from Key.
I know, but it sounds like he's doing Toad, which, like, I respect. He's doing the role.
He does a good job.
Yeah.
And I guess the difference is, like, Keegan-Michael Key is very much a character actor. He's known for doing different things. Kevin Hart is known for being Kevin Hart. He's, another, like, Will Smith or Chris Pratt type, where if you cast Kevin Hart, you're getting Kevin Hart.
I'd say
you're not getting...
He's more like an Eddie Murphy because he stays strictly to comedy and comedy roles, where Chris Pratt and Will Smith broke out into like more roles. Action and pop roles in movies together.
That's fair.
You get, yeah.
But that's why, like, having Kevin Hart as Toad would have been so funny.
You know what's one role we haven't talked about yet? Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Yep, Seth Rogen.
All right, I'm
how
going
are
to roll the clip,
fit?
everybody. Brace yourselves. I'm going to roll the clip.
That does sound like Donkey Kong. That's pretty good.
You know, Jack, like when you listen to Bowser, you can tell it's Jack Black, but it's actually like a really good like take.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to be the character, just like he was trying to be Toad.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if they did a little bit of like voice pitching, or if he actually just did pull off that deep voice on his own.
I don't know. They did a little bit.
I've watched the entirety of Key and Peele, and I can tell you he's probably capable of doing that voice.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I could see the Toad character being not pitched.
You were talking more about Bowser?
Yeah, Bowser, like, his voice does sound very deep.
Yeah, it sounds good. I don't think I've ever heard Jack Black, like, voice a character. Like, I've seen him act as, like, different characters, but I've never seen him, like, really do voice work.
Yeah, because even in, like, Kung Fu Panda, he's just Jack
Black.
The panda.
Yeah, so, like, whenever they first announced, like, the cast list for the Mario movie, like, I had this mental image in my head that, you know, Jack Black was going to be Jack Black as Bowser, and, like, you know, cut back to the part where he's, like, stepping off of his kingdom thing and steps up to the penguins and stuff, and he opens his mouth and goes, "What the hell?"
Today's episode of Podcast on the Couch is brought to you by...
Hey, Kevin, what's shaking?
Oh, hey, Bran. You know, I'm just trying to put something dark and mysterious together for my tabletop game, but I'll tell you, I'm just so tapped for inspiration right now.
Well, perhaps you could read a new fantasy book series that's come from the self-published author, B.B. Reed.
Whoa, B.B. Reed? Really?
Do what you will, so long as it harms none. This is the Valpurgin Reed followed by all witches of the land. Set in the world of Moira, Helena Maris travels across the holy sea of Aram, seeking coin and the eldritch creatures that go bump in the night. However, her goals align with an unlikely ally within the Ministry of Nobles who has their sights set on a cell of sorceress terrorists, the Lazarin cult, waging a war in the dark. Helena and her companions reckon with the shadowy forces at work against them and remain ahead of the Lazarin Reach. They must gather allies from high and low, within and without the kingdom, and keep them close if they are to survive the coming storm. Books 1 and 2 of the Blood Witch Saga can be found at bit.ly/Blood Witch Saga for Kindle and paperback editions today. Again, that is bit.ly/Blood Witch Saga.
Whoa, it even has a 5-star rating. I'll have to check these out and show all my friends and family, as well as leave a positive review. Okay, Bran, are we even now? I really need you to delete those pics. They cannot get out there.
Those. Sure. Yeah, that should be enough.
Thank you for listening. Back to the podcast.
I was very surprised they didn't try to do some funny gag with Bowser just like right off the bat as the intro.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, he's gonna have this big epic entrance, and then he steps out, and then he just says something funny.
Or somebody does a fart.
You know, like,
somebody get my coat!
Yeah, Bowser is actually like a semi-serious character, and everything around, like, he's the straight man to everyone else being a goofball.
He's menacing. He's the right kind of menacing for a kids movie.
That's a pretty good. At least the little tiny.
They didn't make fun of him either, which I think is a pitfall that a lot of like kids movie writing falls into, is that they make jokes about the villain a little too much instead of the villain actually being something worth, because that's actually a thing that they did in the Mario like cartoon where Bowser's just, he's gonna fail from the get-go because he's like, you plumbers and shit, and
you made me look bad.
No, instead they relied on everything around Bowser to be funny, like the penguins, ineffectually throwing snowballs, his own troops cowering, Kamek being Kamek.
I would serve Bowser.
You simp for Bowser?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people online who are.
Bowser, Bowsette.
I don't know who voiced that King Penguin, but he had a sexy voice.
I know I've heard his voice before. I just don't remember.
That kind of annoyed me though. I'm like, haha, I get it. Cute little funny character has big man voice.
That's
I don't know.
It is kind
That's
of
just me.
It is kind of a trope.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. It would have been fine either way.
Hey, I know who did his voice.
Who?
The original Mario voice actor.
What?
Really?
Oh, I didn't know he was.
Wait.
That's really cool.
Yeah, Charles Martinet.
Charles Martinet.
That was Charles Martinet. Oh my god.
Charles Martinet.
So
Oh,
I am gonna go ahead and for you revoke what you said. That was perfect casting.
Yeah.
All right, it's better now that I
Who-
know.
But Bowser's gonna end up better. When I saw the second Sonic the Hedgehog movie, like before that point, Knuckles had become a joke in the community, and then that movie comes out, and he's like fucking awesome. And
Yeah,
I think
he
that's.
is.
I think the Bowser is going to go in a similar direction, but actually still remain a villain.
Gio, you actually, brought up something that I wanted to bring up in regards to this whole conversation about, the coming of the Mario movie, is how I feel like the Mario movie just again, there's so little for us to go off of. It feels like studios or whoever's like in these studios has learned the lesson from the Sonic movie, because the Sonic movie, despite it being mid, I'll just fully admit it's mid, but it's fun, and that still has value, and both of those movies are just very fun. And they're also very competent, like, video game movies for the first time in fucking forever, because otherwise video game movies get a bad rap.
I will make the argument that the first Sonic movie was it was mid, like you said, but the second one, they knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they embraced, like, the video game lore of Sonic a lot more in the second movie.
Yes.
And, like, once they did that, because I wholeheartedly believe the second Sonic movie is the better of the two.
What is the video game lore of Sonic? They change the story every time they make a new game.
Well, I think what they were following, based on what I roughly know about, like, Sonic's story without, like, turning into frickin' Sonichu here.
Okay, so there's a bunch of Chaos Emeralds, and what you have to...
So anyway,
doing the Chaos
it's like
Emerald thing?
it's like the original. What the movies are following is like a mixture of the original Sonic game as a foundation with some stuff from Adventure that were okay ideas sprinkled in and refined. It feels like where you have the Chaos Emeralds, you have this original world that Sonic came from, where there's like Sonics and Echidnas and Owl Woman.
Sonictopia.
Yeah, it's like Sonictopia pretty much. I think they called it Mobius, and I think in the cartoon they called it Mobius as well.
Morbius?
Yeah.
No!
Morbius?
No, we're going to get morbed.
I'm morbing out.
But that's what the Sonic movies followed roughly, and then they leaned into it enough and brought enough of the references back to the games into the movies in ways that tickled the pickle.
Yeah.
So, real
I guess
quick.
you could say the same.
Oh, no, here. You finish your thought, then I got one after.
No, after you, Gene.
Well,
I don't have anything to
considering,
say. Can I go next?
No, stop.
considering
That's
Kevin
me.
will talk till I forget what I was gonna say, I should probably just say it.
No,
now.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I guess it's basically the same as Mario in that regard, because every time they do a new game, it's basically a new story, even if it's the same story.
Except Mario
over
didn't
again
try
in a
to
weird
have like an overarching story like Sonic Adventure did, where they're like, oh, well, here's all this weird chaos shit and Shadow and blah,
That's
blah,
true.
blah. I don't know.
They usually kept it pretty simple. Save the princess.
Yep. It's Save the Princess again, but with this coat of paint.
Yes.
So what I was going to say was, just for funsies, I kind of digged into Charles Martinet's IMDb a little bit just to see if he's been in anything other than Mario stuff, and he has.
Yeah, he was
And there's-
Parthenax in Skyrim.
That was one of them. And then here's another one. and it kind of is going to be a brief side tangent. Apparently, he has a voice role in the Roblox movie, and that brings me to another question. Did you guys know there was a fucking Roblox movie?
Must have been something produced by Cookie Jar or some like little tiny animation studio.
Is this in the works or is this out?
It's out. It came out in 2016.
Was that like straight to DVD trash then?
Probably.
That's what it sounds like.
No idea.
Kevin, you're looking up Charles Martinet's cast, right? Like what he's been in?
Yeah.
Why is one of the credits called Luigi Meets a Combine Soldier?
What the
fuck? I think somebody hacked his filmography on Google because I see Luigi Meets a Combine Soldier and Luigi Meets a Combine Elite. Also, the stupid Mario Brothers show.
Pick up a carrot.
I wonder if that's like some YouTube video that they got him to do like a quick cameo in or something.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up real quick because it made me laugh.
So, Geo's breaking.
I'll post this.
Cracking at the seams.
I'll send this picture. You can put it in the video. This is the funniest shit.
Okay.
Where are you posting this?
I posted the video. But you put it in the video.
That's the most YouTube poop fucking image you can think of.
Why is Nico Bellic?
Yeah.
That's what threw me off. Everything else was like what I expected.
God damn.
The internet.
Mother of Mia.
Little do we know, the Combine is voiced by Morgan Freeman.
That was not intentional. I forgot my soundboard was on. I turned it off now.
This is going off the rails fast.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That was
Mamma Mia.
Mother of Mia.
Mother of Mia.
So another thing I wanted to touch on while we had Sonic out on the table with Mario is based on what I can see from the trailer and having this prediction of Chris Pratt is going to be Chris Pratt slightly doused in oregano.
Marinara flavored.
Most people are going to go to the Mario movie, much like they did to the Sonic movie, to see the villain because Jim carried the Sonic movie. I would say both times.
He Jim carried it.
Yeah,
I would agree with that, especially the second one.
Yeah, and so like it's the same thing with everybody wants to show up to Jack Black because Jack Black, he stepped up to the plate and knocked it out of the park with this teaser. So
there's a slight difference because in the Sonic movie, like there was some recognizable actors, but like Jim Carrey was the one you went there for. But with this one, almost every voice actor in it is like a famed actor.
I still find it weird that Anya Taylor-Joy's in it.
Who's she voicing? Peach?
Yes,
I think so. Yeah. I think the one big difference between the two movies we keep comparing is this one's going to be fully animated. So
that's true.
Which honestly,
it's not going to be about just recognizable faces. It's going to be just the voice work they do.
Yeah, which I much prefer to be 100% animated.
Here's
the thing
about a lot of movies. There's a lot of movies that would benefit from being fully animated, but
the Smurfs in New York.
I mean, the weakest. Bringing up Sonic again, the weakest aspects of those movies, I feel, were the live action portions.
Yeah.
Like if Jim Carrey was the only live action character in it, it probably would have fared better.
I only know of one movie that has animated characters alongside live-action characters that still holds up, and that is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Every other one,
that's a classic.
All it does is showcase how much like animation has changed. Like if you look at an old Disney movie like I don't know, Little Mermaid, Mulan, like, you can tell it's dated, but it still looks good. And that's because all the animation style is the same, so it, you're comparing it against itself. But
Come on, man. No love for Space Jam and Looney Tunes back in
okay,
action?
you know what? I'll actually give you credit. Space Jam looks pretty good.
You never seen Looney Tunes back in action?
Well,
No.
I'm sorry, Space
With
Jam
Brendan
looks
Fraser?
good. Need I remind you of inflated Newman? Or elongated Michael Jordan arm with curly armpit hair?
You know what?
Holy
I
shit.
take it back. Space Jam. It's got a little wear and tear.
That is a good point, though. If you have
I'm impressed.
if you have live action characters alongside animated characters, it makes the comparison so much more stark.
Yeah. So this isn't an exact one-to-one comparison, but it's kind of the same thing with like special effects. Like, Terminator 3 is a movie I remember watching as a kid, and I remember as a kid, I saw the fire effects, and I was like, whoa, that was so real. And then I saw it like 5 years ago, and I was like, wow, that looks like shit. And, it's not exactly what we're talking about, but it's still kind of like, when you're comparing it against reality, oftentimes it can look bad, unless those people are wearing very bright, colorful things like they do in Space Jam, to an extent, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Well, so a little trivia for you, Kevin. One of the things that helped with Who Framed Roger Rabbit is that the director was smart, and the director of that movie actually had the voice actor for Roger show up and dress up a little bit like Roger Rabbit and be there with Bob Hoskins doing the lines with him in person. So that gave the actor a lot more to interact with, and I feel like because of technology and a lot of crutches that they would have to employ because of production timing and everything, that's one reason why it looks a little awkward, like, how they would interact together. And let's be honest, the Sonic movie suffers from this as well, I feel like, because it's almost an inevitability at this point. I had a stroke, but yeah, so that's...
You went Fart Wahlberg there.
A little bit of Leonardo DiCaprio.
I am so glad Fart Wahlberg isn't in this fucking movie, because he gets into every goddamn movie anymore.
Okay,
He's
all
almost
right.
as bad as Chris Pratt.
Go. Yeah, what were you trying to say? Where you had a stroke?
Oh, it's an inevitability that, like, when you put live action and animated stuff in the same shot together, that's not going to look natural unless the director is smart about the production. And they say, like, hey, put the voice actor in the same shot with the person so that they have something more concrete to work off of. It's subtle, but, that's one of the reasons why Who Framed Roger Rabbit still holds up really well.
Yeah. Hey, you ready for a super smooth segue?
Okay.
Yeah.
Bob Hoskin was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and he was also in the Mario Brothers film.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like
He sure was.
chunky peanut butter there, Gene.
Thank you.
It's a good thing I love Skippy. Yeah, so Jeanne and I are like the experts and the resident enjoyers of the original Mario movie.
It's a fun movie.
It's a fun,
bad. It's bad.
great movie.
The lore keepers.
I wouldn't say that. I'd just say that we watched it and we loved it.
I'm
We
surprised.
did.
I'm surprised I never watched it because I also like John Leguizamo and he's
You're gonna have
Luigi.
to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm
And also
Mario,
Shigeru
Mario, Luigi,
Miyamoto.
Mario.
Well, doesn't Shigeru Miyamoto have a cameo in the my
I don't
Does he?
fucking know. I
he
don't
does.
think he showed up in that.
If he does, I'm gonna feel really. My pride's gonna be hurt.
Yeah.
Take a look.
I'm just
Go to
surprised it took them this long to make a sequel from that. Like, I know they said, Mario and Luigi will come back at the end of that movie, and God, how long has it been? Like 2-3 decades?
Yeah, it's
Took them long enough to
I'm
make
really
that
excited
sequel.
for Super Mario Endgame.
Oh my god.
Honestly though, how funny if they did a Super Mario into the Mario verse And they
the
poorly
Marioverse.
CGI'd Bob Hoskins back to life.
I'm gonna mail my foot to the studio and stick it up the producer's ass is what I'm gonna do. Don't give them ideas.
They're gonna take
Hey.
this idea and run with it.
Hey, Nintendo, you're welcome to take this idea.
You know what? You know what's making me laugh my little butt off right now is reading the casting choices initially for the original Mario Brothers movie. Like Danny DeVito was offered both the role of Mario and the director's mantle. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Michael Keaton were both approached to play Koopa. Tom Hanks was considered for the role of Luigi,
Honestly,
but they dropped him from consideration because of his he released a bunch of movies that weren't very good.
What
honestly,
the fuck?
I really wish Danny DeVito was Mario.
He was Penguin. That's good enough.
There was, unfortunately, you could tell they were doing a little bit of like clout chasing with a lot of the roles. It's like,
And also-
it's not just if they're a good actor. It's like, are they super popular right now?
Right.
Yeah.
And also, I used to agree about the Danny DeVito thing, but honestly, I feel like he would make a better Wario because of how chaotic he could be.
Yeah, that's fair.
good Wario. That'd be pretty good.
He could be a live-action Wario.
When they do the sequel, because let's be honest, this movie's going to do well enough that they're going to get a sequel. When they do the sequel, I hope it is Wario and Waluigi, and we get Danny DeVito Wario.
Yeah.
Idris Elba plays Waluigi.
Apparently,
Honestly,
Miyamoto,
how fucking funny, though. And it's just Idris Elba being Idris Elba. Sorry, Gene, go on.
said apparently Miyamoto has been talking with Illusion for the past 7 years about this movie.
I can see that.
That's what they said in the little Nintendo Direct thing.
Can I ask like a Mario-related but a little off-topic question?
Yeah.
When's the last time we've gotten a proper like platforming Mario game that wasn't Mario Maker?
Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
Yeah.
It would be Odyssey.
Yeah, that one came
been a
out right
little
as the
bit.
Switch came out.
How,
That's been a
what year would that
year.
make it?
couple, 2, 3
Here,
years.
give me a second.
2017.
Yeah.
Couple, 2, 3
Yeah,
years.
I'll be honest, I played Super Mario
Good Lord,
Odyssey.
has the Switch been around that long?
It has. I played Super Mario Odyssey. It's a fun game. I liked it.
It's
I
very
love
fun,
it.
man.
They did a lot of creative things about that, but we're talking about movies, not games, you fucking dorks.
New Donk City.
Yeah, speaking of donks, I just want to give a quick aside. Gio, you said you had a little butt. Are you telling me you got Mario butt?
Suffer from Chris Pratt Mario butt.
I don't
Hey,
wanna talk
kill
about it.
ass.
My butt looks like a Goomba after it's been stomped on by Mario.
I'm gonna start calling him. I'm gonna call him Chris Pepperoni from now on.
All right, I'm sorry, Brian. Please go on.
So that original Mario movie, the thing about that movie is that it's unfortunate that it's about the Super Mario Brothers, because if it was completely divorced from Super Mario Brothers, it would be a lot better. And also
That's one of the things me and Bran always say is the only thing bad about the Super Mario Brothers movie is that it has Mario Brothers in it. If it was something else, all the other problems would basically not really even matter.
Yeah, and the thing is that, like, I know it's like they went for like a cyberpunk city future, dystopian future, dinosaurs trying to make a comeback after living in seclusion and stuff. Like, a lot of the set design, a lot of like the drama
really
that's
good.
involved with it makes it just a really fun fucking movie. And the thing about it is just like trying to think of it as a Mario movie is the hardest part about it. And whenever Jeanne and I watched it, we told ourselves, we're like, okay, we're gonna watch this. We need to make an effort to put everything that's Mario aside, because if we do, we're going to be frustrated with this movie. And we ended up really enjoying it because of that.
It's a funny sci-fi film with really cool sets and
Yeah.
some pretty good jokes here and there.
And good action
one-
scenes too. And the best joke that they did in that fucking movie, which unfortunately we wouldn't have this joke if it wasn't a Mario movie. It's a weird, like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But if it wasn't a Mario movie, we wouldn't get, it's Mario. What do you mean Mario, Mario? Yeah, we're the Mario brothers. You got Mario, Mario, Luigi, Mario.
Their last name is Mario because it has to be if they're the Mario brothers.
It's a funny like technicality that nobody would have ever thought of just because it's Mario. Mario.
One of the best jokes was that the very tiny bob-omb that he wound up, and it's just like precariously walking through the city, and everyone's panicking.
Yep, that's a good
like
one too.
Losing their minds. I thought that was pretty good. It's like this tiny little bob-omb. It's adorable.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we be honest? The bob-ombs are cute.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
The one Mario Brothers like scene I've seen is when Mario picks up like a mushroom, or no, Luigi picks up a mushroom, I think, and Mario's just like, "What? It's just a mushroom," and like a completely meta joke.
One of the best.
Is that in the movie?
Yeah, it is. And one of the best scenes for me is whenever was it Dennis Hopper who plays Koopa. Dennis Hopper has like the de-evolution ray, and he shoots like this guy whenever he comes into late 90s New York City where the Twin Towers are still standing. And he shoots this guy and makes him revert into a chimp, and he starts jumping around in a suit, and he goes, "Monkey."
I've seen that meme.
You make that joke so many times.
Monkey. It's so good.
Monkeys are pretty funny.
That's true. Well, that's Bran's mentality. That's why they like the joke so much.
If you look up in the cast, it says that Monkey's actually like Donkey Kong Jr.
I'll just send like a random monkey video to Bran, and it lands every time.
Hey,
wait,
Bran,
did you find the clip?
I found a drawing of it.
Yeah, monkeys make me laugh. I swear to God, I graduated college. I'm capable of higher thought, but monkeys crack me the fuck up, even though they're brutal creatures.
I might be good at critical thinking, but monkey funny.
Let's be honest, though. What the fuck was up with this character design?
Look, I forgot about that.
The Goombas.
That's the
Goombas, they do a dance. They even dance in that movie.
They look like how I feel.
It's such a memeable face.
It's just like a face of pain. Wait, that's supposed to be Toadstool, though, in that movie, right?
I don't know.
It might.
Like, he's supposed to be Toad.
Wait, really?
Yeah, did you see the cast credits for that? Somebody's in there as Toad.
I think the writers might have been confused and thought Toad was a Goomba, and that was just a named Goomba.
It's an irradiated Goomba.
Yeah, basically.
Well, also the Goomba dance is really fun in that movie. Everything in that movie is so fucking fun. They even have like the dance with Big Bertha or whoever the big fat lady is in there. Mario like Max on her.
Yeah,
wait. The voice actor for Homer Simpson narrated the Mario movie?
Wait, what? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
we're learning new trivia about our favorite movie that we hate.
Dan Castellaneta is the voice actor for Homer Simpson. Is the narrator in the Mario film.
Paige, did you know that dinosaurs are trying to take over New York City?
Marge, Bowser's on the rampage.
Oh no.
Go to work, homie.
Marge sounds like Toad.
My friend's name is Mario Mario.
That's nice, homie.
Hi, I'm Toad. Marge?
Oh, I'm not even going to attempt that with my sick throat. I'll actually die. I'll die right
you both
now.
still have a little bit of sickness following you, don't you?
I get a little bit of phlegm.
I am, as they say, down with the sickness.
No, that's just a disturbing. That's just a disturbed joke right there.
funny.
Dracula!
Oh, no.
Do the witches burn to the witches in. Burn all the mushrooms and turn all the witches in.
Are we going to talk about anything on this podcast?
We've been talking about stuff. We're talking about the Mario.
Okay, so is the new Mario movie going to be good?
It'll be mid as fuck.
I think it'll be a little better than mid, but it's still going to be ultimately mid.
Yeah, I would probably expect it to be kind of on par with the Sonic film, except for I'm just going to like it a lot more because it's Mario and not Sonic.
I expect it to be a kind of movie that's mid, but everybody's parents who don't play video games are going to go like, yeah, I don't play video games, but I actually really liked it. I never really played the Mario Brothers as a kid. I was, getting women, and but I watched the movie, and honestly, I laughed a lot.
Yeah, so I got so many women as a kid.
All right.
Well, and here's the thing too. I'm going to be super impressed if this movie manages to be better than the Sonic movie, either one of them. But I don't think it's going to be much worse either. I think they're going to play it very safe, and yeah, it's just.
I think the Sonic movie set the bar, and now people are going to try and.
It's a pretty good bar to set, though. Like to strive to be the Sonic movie, if you're going to make a video game of some what the fuck is my brain doing? A video game movie of some sort. That's a safe place to go because I think generally you're going to please audiences.
Yeah.
Also, I don't have any bitches.
Oof. Unless anybody has any big thoughts though, I think this is a good point to go jump down the pipe and go back to New York.
New Donk City.
Wait, was that a joke about Mario going down pipe?
I think Kevin's trying to end the podcast because we're just.
Was that?
Yeah, we're just kind of wandering now. I'm trying to rein this in.
I don't think Mario ever
said
gets,
anything.
I don't think
We
Mario
haven't said anything good in
Peach.
about an hour.
Do you think
We've
Mario
only
gets
been
with
recording
Peach?
for an hour.
Yeah.
Has Mario ever found a clitoris?
Has Mario ever felt the embrace of a woman?
Stop.
Editor, please put in the Mario got hit noise. Let's go ahead and end that right here. Thank you all for listening. We'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye!